Video is going to walk you through how you can take an Instagram post that you have done on your Instagram page, add it to an Instagram story, how you can edit your Instagram story, how you can add that Instagram story to an Instagram highlight folder, how you can edit and create Instagram highlight folders, as well as how you can share other people's Instagram posts onto your Instagram page as well. So first step is we want to add an Instagram post to our story. So we go to our own Instagram bio page, which is what we're looking at here, and you can always do that by clicking on the circle in the bottom right-hand corner of the menu at the bottom. Then you want to scroll through your posts on your mobile device and find the post that you would like to add to your story. So once you click on that, you'll notice that you are seeing the icons at the bottom underneath. The icon that looks like a paper airplane is the one that we want to click on. That will allow us to then share this post into our story. So we're going to click on that Add to Story button. We are now in the Edit Story window. At the top of the Edit Story window, we've got all of these icons. This icon is the one that will allow you to add background and highlights if you are doing a selfie through your story. This one will allow you to download your story picture to your phone. This is where you're going to add stickers and emojis. This is where you can do the paintbrush, and this is where you're going to be able to add text to your story. So let's go ahead and look at the one that has the ability for us to add stickers and emojis. So by default, you have all of these different options up here that you can click on. These are all of the stickers that you have available to you. If you don't like any of the ones that you see there, you've got a search functionality so you can search for those. One of the things that I always like to add to my story is the @ mention that you can see here. What this allows us to do is when we click on that, it attaches that @ mention to our story, and then we can just start to type in the name of the Instagram page that we want to have added to the story picture. I'm adding mine, which you can now see is in the bottom left, so I'm going to click on that. It's now added the @ mention of my Instagram name. I can pinch with my fingers to make it bigger, larger, move it up and down, make it sideways. I can position this wherever it is that I want in the story. The benefit of having this @ mention with my Instagram name on it is that anybody that's looking at this story will be able to click on that @ behind your curtain button, and it will give them the link to go directly to my Instagram bio page. So another way of driving traffic to your bio page from your stories. Let's go back into the icon that gives us the emojis. You also have the option, if you are at a particular location or an event, to add the location of where you are. You can add your specific targeted hashtags. You can quiz people. You can ask questions. You can put in the time. You can see there's all kinds of options that you have available to you. One of the things that I like to do is I like to go into the GIFs, which is this button right here. And this gives me actual action stickers and moving emojis, which I love to be able to add to those. So you can look at the ones that are currently trending and just see if you like any of the ones that are available on here. If you like any of them, you just simply click on one. It automatically adds it to the post. You can drag it, click on it with your finger. You can drag it around. You can pinch it, make it bigger or smaller. If for some reason you add an emoji to your picture and you don't like it, you can just click on it with your finger, drag it all the way down. You see that there is a trash can at the bottom there. Let me move this guy out of the way. You can drag this down to the trash can, and then that will remove it. Then you just simply go back up to the icon that will get you back to the GIFs, and you click on that. Then you go back to the GIFs again. If you want to search for any particular ones, like let's say we want to do an arrow. I happen to like the blue arrow that is this one up here that I like to use that one a lot. So I'm going to click on that. What that does is that actually will bring attention to people that are looking at it to click on that behind your curtain. So that's a fun thing that you can do also. You can basically just add, you can do searches for anything that you want to add in there. If you're an author, you want them to do a book review. There's things that are in real estate. You could basically do open house. You can basically just search for real estate You'll see all the cute little things that come up for that. Just sold, listed, coming soon, open house, all of those kinds of things. There's really a lot of fun that you could do with any of these. Again, you can just click on it. You can drag it around. You can pinch it with your finger, make it bigger. The other thing that you can do is at the top is you've got the text up here. So by clicking on the text, it allows you to actually type in information. So you could type in, "This is important stuff." And you have the bar on the left-hand side here. If you scroll up and down, you can adjust the size. You can basically pick on the color circle palettes at the bottom, and decide what color that you want that to be. Then you hit done and it adds it. Again, it puts it always right in the middle, but you can move this up and down and you can put it basically wherever you want. You can squish it wherever, whatever that is that you want to do with it. So once you are done with adding all of your fun stuff and your text and your words to it, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to hit the send to button down here. And once we click on that, that has taken us into the option where we can share it and send it to our story. You'll see some other options here. If you've identified other Instagram accounts as close friends, you can share it with those. If you've created a group, you can share it with a particular group. And then these are all of the individual Instagram accounts that I am following. So I could send them to these. When you hit the send, whether it's close friends, a group, or individually, it goes into their Instagram inbox. So that's how they actually receive it. So we're going to hit the share button here to send it to our story. Once we do that, before you go ahead and hit the done button, this is how you're going to add the image to your highlight. So when you click on add to highlight, the highlight folder, it's going to show you down here all of the highlight folders that you have available. So you can scroll through and pick the one that you want to add it to. I'm going to add it to my inspiration one. So when I click on the add to the inspiration, then it'll be available there. If I don't see any of the highlight folders that I want to add it to, I can simply click on this plus button, and that gives me the opportunity to basically create a new highlight. So I'm going to basically just do new here. So you can see that when you give it a title, that's what's going to show up on the Instagram bio page underneath the name of the folder. And then you can also hit, then you go ahead and you hit the add button down here. Now that picture may not fit and look exactly perfect, but you can edit that picture after you've added it to the highlight. So I'll show you how to do that. So once you hit add, now you go ahead and you hit the done button. And once you are done, now you can go back to your home page here. So click on that. And now you can see that we have the new highlight folder that's been added right there. And if I click on that new, it's now showing me that picture that I just added to the story and added into that highlight folder. So if I don't like the way that that highlight folder looks, for example, then I would simply click on that, and then in the bottom right down here, you want to click on that, and then you'll get the option to edit highlight. And this is where you'll be able to change the name of it right here if you wanted to give it a different name, a new name. And then you can also edit the cover. So if you will notice down here that this is the picture that it's currently showing, you can click on this, which will take you into other pictures that you will have in your Instagram newsfeed. So if, for example, you wanted to go in and pick a different picture that you have, so maybe I wanted to use one of those, then you would basically select whichever picture it is that you have in here, and then you hit next, and then you will hit done. And then you're back in that same edit again, and then you'll hit done again. And then when you hit done, now you can see that it has updated the picture. So the cover pictures for your highlight folders have to be pictures that are in your Instagram feed. So make sure that you've posted them as an Instagram post first beforehand, before you can actually pick them. Or they can be a picture that is in your camera on your phone. So you can do either or. And if you want to make sure that they fit in the circle, then you'll have to do all of that editing beforehand before you get it to be, fit appropriately in the highlight folders, because this shape is always a circle for the highlight folder covers. Okay, so the other thing is, when we go back to our home page here on the mobile device, we are going to see that across the top are all the stories of other Instagram accounts that we are following, and ours will always be the very far left. So if you want to take a look at the story that you just added to your story, you can just simply click on your story picture up there, and then it brings up the one that we just did. You've also got the ability in the, let me bring that back up again. You've also got the ability down here in the bottom right where you've got some options. So you can delete it, you can save it, you can share it as a post. Again, you can go into the settings. Story settings, while it looks like that might be an edit, that does not allow you to edit or change any of what you've already added to that. So make sure that you've done all of the adding the GIFs and the text and the edits and all of that beforehand, before you hit share to story, because you can't go back and edit any of those things after the fact. All right, so let's go out of here and we will go back into our our bio page. So we're going to click our picture in the bottom right. And what I also want to show you is that when you are in the in your highlight folder here and looking at this, that you can click that bottom three, the dots three there, and that's where we were also had the option to edit that highlight. So the highlight folder, you can edit there. You can remove anything from the highlights, and then you can also send this to anybody, which will be in that same, you'll send it to either a Instagram group or your close friends, or as a private message. So those are the options again that you have from your highlight folder. Okay, so now let's talk about, let's say that you are on your home page. So we're going to click the bottom left home, and you are scrolling through and you happen to see a photo or a little video or something that you like and that you want to share onto your business page. So the process to do that is, let's say, let me see. Okay, so let's say that I like this particular post that has been done by this Instagram user. And what I want to do is share it into my Instagram page and stories. So again, it's the paper airplane. We click on the paper airplane. And what we want to do is, this is a good example because this person is a private account. So they actually are not going to allow me to share it into my feed. So I can't. I could actually send it as a private message to all my Instagram accounts that I'm following, but I can't share it into any of my feeds. So that's not one that we can do that for. So let's scroll down and see if we can find another one. So let's try this one. So I'm going to click on the paper airplane. And this one is not a private account because I have all of these options available to me at the top. What I'm interested in doing is actually sharing this into my Instagram feed. So the step to do that is that I will add it to my Instagram story first, the exact same way that I just showed you of adding one of your posts. And from the Instagram story, you'll be able to add it to as a post. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Add to Story. So we're in that same edit mode, right? So I could go in and I could click any one of these and I could add to it. I could edit it. I could add some, fun emojis or stickers or whatever that I want to add to it. So let's just say I want to add that. Then when I'm done, I'm going to hit the Send To button again. So it's the exact same process as we were adding one of our own posts to our story. Now we're adding someone else's posts. The other thing that I like about when you are sharing posts from another Instagram user is that it actually pulls in their Instagram name account into it as well. So you're not stripping the post away from the original Instagram originator. You can also think about if you wanted to do the @ mention and then actually type in the name of that Instagram user that you're sharing this post with, just to kind of bring attention to them that you are really wanting to appreciate their content and show support for them as well. So when we're done, we go ahead and hit the send to. And it is the same process again. We'll share it to our story, close friends, any groups or private messages. So we'll hit share. If I wanted to, I could add it to a highlight. I'm not going to add it to a highlight for this particular situation. So I'm just going to basically hit done. And now when we get out of this and we go back to our our personal bio page in the bottom right, we click on that. I'm going to then, I will not see it in my post down here, because what I did is I just shared it as a story. So if you wanted to go out of the story and into your Instagram news feed, then what you'll do is you'll go, a couple of ways that you can look at your stories is you can actually click on your picture and that'll bring you your stories, or you can go back to the home page down here and up at the top, when you go all the way back up, you'll see your story here. So when you click on your story and you see this is the one that we added, the bottom right 3 dots, we'll click on that. And then if we wanted to add that as a post, we can click the share as post. And now we're going through the exact process as if we were adding a new post to Instagram. So we basically do this and then hit next, and then we would just type caption and call to actions and our hashtags here. So we basically put everything in there, not call to actions and hashtags here. And then you would basically hit the share button up here. And then once you've shared it, then you want to go back to your bio page, which will show you all of the posts that you've done. And there is the post that we just added. We took that from the other Instagram account. It was added to our story, and then we added it from our story into our Instagram personal Instagram feed. So that's the process of how you can take one of your posts and add it into your story, how you can take the post from your story and add it into a highlight folder. You can create and edit a new highlight folder. You can also take other people's posts and add them into your story as well, and then you can take them from your story and you can add it into your Instagram posts.